That opening line? Yeah, that's not just a warning, that's a signal. The judge is already sensing resistance. And in probation cases, attitude can matter just as much as actions. So buckle up, this is about to get real.
For you to say that this is a hindrance to you and an imposition on you does not bode well with me. Good. You're Robert Felix.
Yes, ma'am.
And come on up, ma'am. Let me get this pulled up here. Good. And let's see, this is 21-38610 and 21-38611. Mr. Felix is on probation in each of those cases. One for manufacturing or delivering a controlled substance, and the other for felon in possession of a firearm. I received an administrative hearing from Ms. Shoppa Bradley, and in it, the request was to schedule it for a judicial review. So you were in custody and released December 18th. And the stipulation was that you have a GPS monitoring device with zero tolerance. And it looks like there have been several issues with that monitoring company, that the battery either hasn't been charged properly. Looks like you were out past curfew. January 2nd, on January 3rd. Also, claim that you have unstable housing, but you're supposed to be giving the information of which of the addresses you're staying at to your probation officer each day. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on?
I let her know the address I'm staying at. Anytime I was out past curfew was because of work purposes. I was doing that. I gave her the receipts of proof for that. I have a job right now, Sparkling Image, putting on my seated
At where?
Sparkling Image Wash Depot, and I also DoorDash. I've been on this monitor for 5 years, Judge. I paid over $14,000 since 2021. And the monitor wasn't really hindering me doing what I need to do. And
Well,
like I make the curfews, I lost my house and everything. That's
well,
why
here's the thing. This was your
Here's a turning point. The defendant is trying to explain his struggles, but the moment he frames court order conditions as a hindrance, it hits a nerve. From a legal standpoint, probation isn't designed for convenience. It's a second chance under strict rules. The judge isn't just ening, she's evaluating mindset.
Hold on. For you to say that this is a hindrance to you and an imposition on you does not bode well with me. Hold on. All right. You're on probation for obviously 2 serious felony cases. You have some criminal history, obviously, because you're on probation for an unlawful possession of a firearm by felon. I get that probation's not fun. I get that you have to do things you don't want to do. That's what happens when you commit felonies. So coming in at that angle is not going to go well. Okay. You've had some issues. You were here and we required that monitor for a reason. And so I'm trying to look back and see, but I'm guessing the reason was that we had some issues with failure to show up, or what was the?
We initially did a judicial review there were some problems with the monitors and getting them to comply. We asked for a judicial review to see if he could get off of it, and he didn't show up for that hearing. And so that's what put him in jail. And then he did get out again. He initially had some trouble keeping it charged and everything, but once it was impressed upon him that this was not going to go away, of what he needed to take care of. The only problem is it's not feasible to have somebody that has unstable housing do a monitor, and while he's door dashing after 8 o'clock at night. I've checked his receipts. He does DoorDash. He's got receipts saying that he has, I didn't check every single one, Judge, but I've spot checked, and he is he's doing it. He's going to school, but this monitor is not acceptable way for me to try to supervise him.
Okay. So do you think it would be easier for him not to, that you could actually supervise better without it?
I do.
Okay. All right, and here's the thing, it sounds like, Mr. Joseph, if you had showed up the other time you were supposed to be here, that was probably what was gonna happen, and then I got mad that you didn't show up, and I'm gonna make you keep the GPS.
They sent me
You
to-
see, the consequences just get worse if you, and it could have been better.
I showed up last time. They sent me to a different courthouse in Port Arthur. I had the paperwork and everything. I've been screaming for help for years. I've been doing it.
You've been coming to, you know what court you're supposed to come to when it's my day for you to come to court, because you've been coming since you've been on the probation. So that's not, you know, if there's an issue here where you're supposed to be.
I just followed the last directive order. They sent me to Port Arthur. Said I had
Who's they?
I had the info. I can't.
So here's the thing, things are going kind of well for you. You probably should quit coming up with excuses. Okay? Because it's probably one of my number one pet peeves. It's just to keep coming up. Just take the personal responsibility. Went to the wrong place. Should have asked a bailiff. You know where the 252nd District Court is. You know the judge that's you're on probation for. So I'm going to, it sounds like you've got some really positive things going on and that you were in a bad place and you're working hard to get out of that. This isn't meant to make it harder on you, but you have to follow the rules and you have to show up, stay in touch. It sounds like your probation officer is willing to work with you through all of this kind of turmoil, with you not having a steady place to live. So take advantage of the fact that you've got a good one that's willing to work with you. Make sure you stay in touch with her. Let her know where you're staying. I know that's difficult because if you're changing places, you got to keep telling her. But keep doing all of that, you're going to be fine. Okay. So
And just like that, the outcome flips. Despite all the friction, the judge removes the GPS monitor. That's a huge break. But make no mistake, this isn't leniency without limits. It's a test. Now it's all on him. So here's the question. If you were given a second chance, would you handle it differently?
in an order, I will allow the order that the GPS monitoring device be removed. That makes it all the more important, though, that you stay in touch and she knows what you're doing, where you are, and all of those things. Okay? All right, you're free to go. Thank you, ma'am.